If you actually knew what the story of Sodom and Gomorrah was about, I mean, it's way more about modern day America than it is about queer people. It actually, nothing about queer people. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. Okay, so if you read it through sort of a modern lens, it seems more to be about intimate violence than it is about what a lot of conservative evangelical preachers are going to tell you. Because what happens is these angels come, they're in this guy's house, and all of the men of the city come out banging on the door saying, let these two angels, that they didn't know they were angels, they thought they were men, let these two angels out so that we can be intimate with them, the whole town. That's intimate violence. And then the violence kind of escalates where Lot offers his daughters. I mean, it's really messed up. And this video isn't about that, but Lot offering his daughters was horrifying even to the people who first heard it. It was an example of how bad things had gotten, but also it probably wasn't as horrifying as it is to us because of the way they viewed intimacy, that intimacy was not mutual. In the words of our beloved scholar, Dan McClellan, it was what an active sexual agent did to a passive sexual object. So here's the part that might hit closer to home. The Bible actually says what the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah was in Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 49. And it's not what the evangelical preachers say it was. It says in Ezekiel 16:49, this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters were proud, had plenty to eat, and enjoyed peace and prosperity, which, I don't know, it sounds familiar, right? Another translation says she was arrogant, overfed, and enjoyed peace and prosperity. That hits close to home when I think culturally, my culture, proud, overfed. I mean, on the world scale, peace and prosperity for a long time. And then it says, and she didn't help the poor and the needy. That's not just the sin of Sodom. That's the sin of every country that has a lot of wealth, a lot of prosperity, plenty of food, but doesn't take care of the poor and the needy. Like has homeless people, even though there's plenty of money. They have billionaires, but people who can't get health care, right? The countries that have food that they throw away, meanwhile, people are starving. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of countries like that. But you see, this verse is a lot easier when they say it's talking about homosexuality, right? It's easier when they can scapegoat a community instead of dealing with how this verse calls them out on their sin. So I guess maybe we need to reimagine what a person who is from Sodom in our modern day is. And it's not a queer person, but it is a person in power who is arrogant, overfed, experiences peace and prosperity, but doesn't help the poor and the needy. Those are the current citizens of Sodom. And those are the people that this passage is calling out as in the wrong. Those are the people that should be held accountable by this verse.